Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with you all this morning. Let's start with praising God. Good morning, God. This is your day. We are your children. Show us your way. Good morning, God. This is your day. We are your children. Show us your way. God shows us his way in his true word. This is the true word of God. Now, we finished the book of Genesis, if you remember. We finished it by Jacob giving a blessing to all his sons. Now we're going to talk about his third son, Jacob's third son, Levi. And Levi's great grandchild, Moses. Now we're going to start talking about Moses. So Moses' family, his mom and his dad, both believed in God. And his mom and his dad had a daughter, Miriam, and another son, Aaron. And then they had a tiny baby. But something was going on in Egypt. They're still in Egypt, remember? Something's going on in Egypt. The Pharaoh is a different Pharaoh. He's not the kind Pharaoh like Joseph was, or Joseph's Pharaoh was. He's a different Pharaoh. He did not like what was going on with the Israelites. And that's the Levites and the Simeons and the Reubens and all the people were just, the Israelites were growing bigger and bigger and bigger. That was a problem for Pharaoh. Let's find out what happens. In Egypt, there was a wicked Pharaoh. He did not love God, and he had a wicked plan. His plan was whenever a baby was born to an Israelite, they had to throw him into the Nile River. The king's plan hurt God's people, but God has a good plan for the life of each of his people. Jacobad and Amrad believed that God, not the king, was in charge of what happened to their baby. They trusted God to help protect their baby from the king's evil plan. They had to disobey the king because they wanted to save their son. So they hid their baby in the house for 3 months, but his voice got stronger and he cried even louder. So she knew she had to have another plan. So Jochebed got a basket. She weaved it perfectly and put tar all on the bottom of it. And then she put beautiful cloth and a little pillow, and she put the baby inside the basket. And she made sure that it was secure, and she kissed him, and she walked out of the house, and she took Miriam with her. She found a hiding place, holding him tightly in the basket, and walked towards that river. Jochebed went back to her home, knowing that Miriam was going to take care of the baby and seeing what Miriam could do. Miriam did her job well. It wasn't very long before Miriam saw the Pharaoh's daughter come down to the river to bathe. It was tall grass and nobody could see her. And immediately the girls went over to the basket. They saw this wonderful basket. "Dear, oh dear," said the princess. "This is one of those Israelite baby. Poor little thing." The princess could hardly look at the baby before Miriam began to run toward the basket, coming up to the princess. "Would you like me to find a nurse to help you with this baby?" "Oh, yes," said the princess. The princess looked at Jochebed as she came into the room, and she said, "Could you care for my baby and take care of him, and I will pay you?" This was a wonderful plan. Now Jochebed had her baby back. Now she could keep her baby, and she would even get money for her baby. The princess herself had instructed them to take care of him so that whatever he needed, Jochebed would be provided for. This is what God did for this little boy. I am sure they told him again and again the story of the basket and how they found the princess and how God had a plan for his life. The whole family was glad about this plan. Finally, however, one day came when the baby was old enough not to need his mother to nurse him, and he had grown into a young boy. So Jacobad took the little boy to the princess's house, and the princess looked at this fine, healthy young boy and said, "I will name him Moses." So Moses was the name that began in this place of the king, and he was a child of the princess. God was in charge, and he had a good plan for the life of baby Moses, just as he has a good plan for the life of each of his people.